This video will cover factorial notation, which is looks a bit strange and intimidating, but it's quite easy once you understand what it is. So I'll just explain the factorial. Now imagine you want to multiply the numbers from 1 to 5. So you could write that as 5 multiplied with 4 multiplied with 3 multiplied with 2 multiplied with 1. And if you work that out, that's going to be 2 times 3, that's 6, times 4, that's 24, times 5, that should be 120, if I'm not mistaken. But another way of writing this, which is shorter, is going to be 5 factorial. So the exclamation mark simply means that okay, you multiply the natural numbers from 1 up to the number you write. So 3 factorial means 3 multiplied with 2 multiplied with 1. Now what if you have something like a fraction? Wouldn't that be terribly complicated and difficult to work out? Well, let's have a look. If you have something like 6 factorial divided by 4 factorial, well, we have to consider what does that really mean. If we want to solve this, this really means 6 multiplied with 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And our denominator means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And it looks like this is complicated to work out, but what we really have here is we have the same numbers here and here, so we could actually just strike out these numbers and put a 1 down here. So this is actually 30, yeah, and that would be the answer. And what if you had something like 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial multiplied with 6 minus 2 factorial. Now what does that mean? Well, let's simplify this a little bit. Okay, 6 factorial, that's fine, we'll leave that for now. 2 factorial multiplied with, okay, here we have parentheses, so we have to solve that first. So that's 6 minus 2, that's 4. 4 factorial. Now we know that 6 factorial means 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And we're dividing that by 4 factorial, which is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And we know that we can just strike out these against each other. And what we're left with down here is 2 factorial, which is 2 multiplied with 1. And this should be equal to 6 times 5, that's 30, divided by 2 times 1 is 2. So the answer is 15. Now, one last detail which is important. What about 1 factorial? Well, 1 factorial means that you have the numbers 1 multiplied with nothing, I guess. So 1 factorial is simply 1. Now, there's something very strange you need to know, and that is, well, what if you have 0 factorial? Well, 0 factorial also happens to be 1. And this looks a bit strange. I'm not going to explain it here, but I'll put a link underneath this video to an explanation of why 0 factorial happens to be 1. But just remember that for now, and you can look at the explanation if you want.